Oh yeah, we're back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Thank you all so much for joining me. We are talking Sirens. Y'all gonna get upset with me. I know there's an online war with mer people and sirens. I like calling them sirens. It's the fishy one. They ain't got wings. That's harpy talk right there. The women with wings, those are harpies. Sirens are the fish tails, fish butts. I'm no expert in that stuff, so that's what I'm calling sirens, okay? The fish butts. Those are sirens to me. All right, let's just hop into it. What can we find? Davo 8802. I know for a fact that sirens are real. My dad found a 2'1" dead on a Florida beach and took it to the police station in the 80s. They instantly called someone, and in 15 minutes 2 men came and got it, and the police department took the film out of the Kodak of my dad's camera and destroyed it and said it was just a dead fish. Man, if anything starts getting you like skeptical about law enforcement and government and stuff like that, man, that sucks. Yeah, poor guy. Yeah, it's always 2 guys in this that come and get stuff. But he didn't say in black suits, so that's a nice change, I guess. Albert K. Ek5 Guada. I remember seeing a video years ago on the Sahara and how it was covered by a sea at one point in time. They also discovered a cave that showed a pictograph of people on land shooting arrows and throwing spears at what looked like sirens in the water. They also found whale bones in the sand. I never gave that show much thought till watching this video. The oceans cover more than the land we live on. Who knows what all really exists down there? No joke. What is it? I know it's a stereotype at this point saying it, but we've discovered more of space than our own ocean. That's bananas. There's no telling what's down there. I don't like it because, like, I know people report stuff. Like, when it comes to, like, Google Maps, and people report stuff, and then, like, in the ocean, and they go and get it all blurred out. It's all like, you're just making the situation worse. What are you doing? Jan Zamaze 6191. Hi, from Australia. I was professional fishing in the Coral Sea between Cape York and New Guinea when I was navigating through a rocky gap in a long reef. To my surprise, on a flat rock 20 meters away, 2 black and aqua blue. What my mind interpreted as seals stood up and looked straight back to me and turned away, leaping into the sea. They had near human faces, 2 slim arms and legs that ended at the knees. They had black and aqua blue on the back, but the front was all white. It looked like they had some kind of biological enhanced artificial suit rather than being half human and fish. That's cool. Okay. What threw me off was the 2 black and the aqua blue. They had human faces. Now the whole like ends at the knees thing, so was there a gap there is what he's saying? Like, you know, genitals, the gap, and then here's the knees. That's 2 slim arms and it ends in the knees. I didn't say nothing better. Stood up, interpreted as... Oh, seals. He said it looked like seals. Okay. Huh. Alright. That's a first. Whoa. Let's try this one. Ryan's Girl 2002. When I was a kid in the 90s, when The Little Mermaid came out, I remember vividly a conversation I had with my grandma. She didn't act like it was anything extraordinary. And because I was a kid, it didn't occur to me exactly how unusual this story was. But I never forgot it nonetheless. She told me that when my grandpa, who died when I was 2, had gone overseas to fight in World War II, that they saw actual sirens. Of course, I had multiple questions, like did they all have red hair like Ariel and such? And she said absolutely not. That Ariel was not an accurate portrayal of an actual siren. According to what my grandpa told her, these sirens were hideous. They were people-sized and had the upper body shaped more like a human than a fish, but had fish tails. And he said they had faces like fish, and long, tangled, stringly brown and greenish colored hair that looked like snarled seaweed. They would apparently lay on rocks that jutted out of the ocean. For some reason, I think she said near the Rock of Gibraltar, but I could just have many Easter memories watching Charlton Heston's The Ten Commandments mixed in, lol. Anyway, these sirens were shocking to my grandpa initially, because we don't have stuff like that here in West Kentucky, lol. And he asked some other military person about it, and they told him they were sirens and to ignore them. Do not let them on the boat, don't feed them, or engage in any way. He also said the sirens would reach out at them as they passed by and would toss their heads back and scream as loud as they could. I don't know, the man was quite the serious fellow. He fought on Normandy Beach, was awarded the Purple Heart, survived by pulling the dead body of the German that shot him on top of him before passing out from blood loss, nearly lost his arm, but never went home, went right back to battle. He didn't meet his firstborn child until she was 4 when he came home from the war, went on to raise 8 kids that all turned out well, and was the president of the United Steelworkers Union in Chicago until retirement. He never spoke about the war, or his time overseas, to anyone except to tell my grandma random experiences like this one. I don't see why he would have conjured up such a story out of nowhere. Take it or leave it, just thought I would share. Oh, I love that. Oh, that was cool as hell. Pulled a German on top of him just to live. I like the whole don't talk to him, ignore them. What did it say? Don't feed them? Yeah, don't feed them and engage with them. He's acting like that. His buddy was acting like they were gremlins or something. Catherine Brady, 2022. I grew up in the Seattle, Washington coast area. I heard stories about water people / creatures. I really never believed it until I met an underwater welder who worked on the larger fishing boats and tankers. He told me he had seen them from afar several times while underwater. He couldn't really convince himself that that was actually what he was seeing, so he would just blow it off as a shadow or something else. He told me one afternoon he was getting ready to come up from the bottom of a huge barge he was welding, when he turned and a creature was next to him. He said it was the scariest thing he'd ever seen. He said it was like a human. His eyes teared up telling me. It was extremely difficult watching him tell his testimony. After that, I couldn't get it out of my head. My brother was a fisherman that worked in the Bering Sea. I was on a mission to know the truth. It took a couple years of asking everyone I could about it. Several grown men over the years have confirmed the creature's existence. Everyone told me their story with fear in their voice. I believe that. By the way, it was great until he was all like, I made it. I was on a mission. Like, I was on board until that. Now I'm all like, oh, it sounds like he's trying just sound like he was trying to make a book or something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if they would have cut it off right there, because that was really getting good. Oh, man. I couldn't imagine that being that far deep and then looking over and like a person's just like right there. Oh, that terrified me too. Oh man, that was a good one. I did like that. Okay. One Tara Who. I have a lifelong friend who back in 1988, he sailed the southern Atlantic Sea for 2 months straight. He is not a storyteller and very honest and reliable. He said when he and his dad were sailing back then that they saw real merman type beings. He said they had no hair and were ugly. He said they would swim sort of beside their boat in small pods. Back then there were no instant cameras, so they only have their word on this story, but I believe them. My friend said his dad was talking about their experience with the mermen on his deathbed a few years ago. I have stories he has told me of his experience. So amazingly cool. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know. Merman. I like merman. That's cool. Maybe it's mermaids. I can't take it serious. Just, I don't know. Mermen's alright, I guess. Merwomen? Can we call them that? I'll call them that. If that's better, I'll call them mermen or merwomen. You know what it means. Let's see what else we can find. Alright. My Journey 51. My Journey. Okay. Stay Joni. In 2006 to 2010, I worked offshore on a ship or boat all over the world. Thanks for a clarification, by the way. We had 2 ROVs on board with armored tether cables, fiber cabling armored, with a Kevlar sheathing and 2-inch thick plastics. When we were underway from Louisiana to Nigerian coastal waters, we had pods of dolphins that would swim with us. I was admiring them, giving thanks for the good luck they bring, and watched as they scattered. Behind them were creatures that resembled a large fish. Must have had pinkish red hue on the scaling and black ? Here. These things were fast, scary fast, in chasing the dolphins. I asked the cook, a Nigerian fellow, what in the hell was that? He responded that anyone that looks upon the creatures usually were dragged into the water within a few days or ended up with a land-based death. He was visibly shaken by it. Dude was every bit of 6 foot 6 inches and 260 pounds. A big guy. Well, it sounds like you live. That rules. Yeah, speaking of Nigerian, there's a lot of African comments I've noticed. A lot of people from Africa talking about mer people. Salt Life Goal 4091. For decades, I owned commercial fishing vessels. So many S's. I owned commercial fishing vessels that fished the Gulf of Mexico between the 1980s and the 90s. I had 2 different reports from highly disturbed crews who caught something they could not explain and were horrified at and threw off the deck ASAP in fright, hoping not to get savagely bitten. Everyone said the 2 large creatures were not fish/human. By the way, commercial fishermen are serious and not easily frightened. They reported the creatures were not beautiful. That's an interesting report. That's a little off. Let me tell you, these fish weren't pretty fish, okay? What are they doing? Well, if they report that, there must be some pretty fish out there. These guys have seen them. I want to see what those pretty fish look like. All right. Arish von Niken? Yeah, Arish von Niken. All right, let's see. The fact that these experts conclude something didn't exist just because they didn't see it makes me doubt them even more. Science needs curiosity, and curiosity cannot be quenched by concluding everything as mythical just because you didn't see it. It's arrogance and stupidity, a deadly combination that makes humans dumber. Absolutely, yeah. Well put. I'm gonna leave this one in here because I think it's a great point. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Like a Boss, 6,422. I was told my real mother was a mer woman. Oh, it's one of these. Oh. We had a vampire on here that commented and what have you. Now we got a mer person. All right, let's see what we got. I was told my real mother was a mer woman from the ocean, and just before my father died, he told me my mother has never stopped watching over me. He always said that the race of mer people have been watching us for thousands of years and have advanced technologies that they can see everything that goes on here, on Earth, on the land, which I found hilarious and obviously unbelievable. He told me my mother has watched me grow up. She is always there even though I can't see her. He said she wished she could meet me, but it's not possible, as she said it could affect me knowing my real mother is not from my own world. Is not from my world, but from a world that's underneath the seabed, hundreds of feet down below the bottom of the sea floor. He told me these things just before he died, but I know now it was just the medications he was on, as they were strong painkillers making him imagine things. But he believed it, as he told me how they met, and I must admit it sounded incredible and credible at the same time. But I just know it's impossible to be true, no matter how much to it sounded true. He told me over the last few months he was alive. He even said he knew he was going to meet with her, as she told him so. That's crazy, eh? You got any gills or something? Yeah, nonetheless, that's pretty neat. Had a vampire featured in the series. Now a mer person. I love it. Sucks about your dad. Very interesting. Like, I know a lot of people when they're on meds right before they pass away or something. It's very I don't want to say biblical. A lot of people talk about seeing angels or former loved ones. That one's kind of just out there. That one's that's cool. I think I'm gonna call it. I was your host, Cockles. Thank you so much for joining me. I think that's a wrap. Thank you. Take care. Okay, bye.